an announcer. I understand.
DJ Verploegh back in the house.
My life is awkward. Right?
When you're a Sasquatch, it's always awkward.
Yeah.
So, Mike, Sasquatch, why don't you guys tell us about yourselves starting out for all the viewers that don't know who you guys are and what you do?
The new star Sasquatch. I'll let you go first, then I'll go through.
Basically, a fan that just enjoys racing in general. We're both from New York. We have a lot of racetracks up in New York, and we could race 4, 5, 6 nights a week if we want. And we come out here because this is where it's at in August. And there is no other place to be.
That's all you got? What he said, tell you about yourself? That's it?
So what do you do?
Well,
How about that?
I'm a machinist.
You got to ask him questions. He's a Sasquatch.
Yeah,
Okay,
He doesn't get a lot of interaction with people. He's normally in the woods.
I'm a machinist by trade. Have been for almost 30 years now. But that's really I do that in racing.
You're a photographer now, too.
Well,
You got to tell us about that.
Oh, come on. You got to hear about that.
honestly, I was building racing car engines on the side, and I got out of that, and it's like I had to have something to do, so I went out and bought a camera. And I'm really enjoying it, and obviously
Got some good shots.
people are saying I'm doing all right with it, so we'll keep doing it and see what we can go with it. But,
As the owner, maybe.
Maybe.
It's my job to keep him in check. That's my job.
it
But,
keeps my head in check.
Yeah.
But no, it's enjoyable. It's relaxing to me. The business I'm in is stressful, and I do the photography because it's real relaxing to me.
Yeah.
A lot of work, but it's relaxing.
Alex would know all about that,
All about the
obviously.
machinist world, I can confirm what he's saying. It's a very stressful environment at
I-
times. At times.
And I deal with parts that, if I scrap a part, it's $30,000.
Yeah.
There's no
There's
replacing.
it's a high stress environment.
Oh,
Exactly.
So,
Horrible.
I don't have any stress. I'm a teacher. It's easy.
Yeah, I guess we're going to move right in.
Yeah.
Good segue.
That was sarcasm, actually. But, again, I've been a race fan since I was born, not by choice, but by birth, I think, because I've been going to races since I was born. So, yeah, as I said, Fonda Speedway, that's where we both grew up going. And as of late, I own DirtTrackDigest.com, which covers predominantly Northeast modified racing. We also cover sprint cars. Obviously, we're here at the Knoxville National, so I think I don't have a choice. And so we cover late models too, and that's my passion. I love teaching, love history. That's what I do again for a living. But Dirt Track Digest, where it's at. I also work at local racetracks. I've been an announcer for 15 years for the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. They come to you with pride as they salute you by going for white. Okay, anyways, but that was great. I'll call a race when we're done. But I do that and just, love racing. That's why I do it. It's not about any other of the aspects, but the people, meeting guys like you, sitting here having fun, doing the blogs that we do just here at Knoxville. Just entertaining. We have a great time, and I think that's what racing's about. It's just the friendships and the fun. And hell, we saw some good racing this whole week at Knoxville, so you can't complain. I mean, everything goes together.
Started too.
Yeah, right. We're just getting started with the 360s, and and that's why I do it, and that's why I'm here, and I'm looking forward to the 410s, man.
I want to know just real quick because that's you just give us a whole list of what you do. I mean, you're a high school history teacher.
Yep.
You own
DirtTrackDigest.com,
and you're a full-time announcer. How do you balance all that?
Well, what's nice about being a teacher? Got the summer off, and it's amazing. So
That's true.
I get to do. It kind of sucks during the school year because you miss some stuff. Like I don't get as much of Volusia and Speed Weeks as I like to do. I don't get to go to Chili Bowl and everything that everybody talks about. But once summer gets here, all the big shows, man, I get to go. And that's what's awesome about it. Very fortunate that I get to do that.
Exactly.
Dirt Track Digest affords me the opportunity to go some different places, cover some different stuff. But it's a full-time job, though. I mean, if you're owning a racing website, ton of work, writing stories, posting photos. I'm lucky Sasquatch here this week, kind of taking the burden off of me. Because normally we come out here, he's a fan. And he's just kind of hanging out. He's my support staff, as we always joke,
I'll be honest with you, I had no idea how much work these guys put in until I actually have to do it this year.
Yeah,
It's getting to bed 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning every morning, back up at 9, It's a lot of work.
Yeah, do you guys publish a magazine? Like
Yeah, oh, no,
magazine,
we're
or is it
all online. Everything's
all
online. Everything's free with DirtTrackDigest.com, and you can read all of our stories, everything. We just recently started DirtTrackDigest.tv, which if you're familiar with Dirt Vision or any of those other pay-per-view stuff, we do pay-per-view. Predominantly, again, big block modified stuff. Like tonight, we'll be watching my home track where I normally work at. I'm the race director there now, used to be the announcer. We'll watch that in the infield. They got a big race tonight, 3,000 to win for the Big Block Small Block Challenge event. So I'll watch that on Dirt Track Digest TV and enjoy it. And I, miss being there because I feel bad not being there. But I'm here at Knoxville. I can't really complain. I'm at the Knoxville Nationals. What could be better than that?
Right.
So again, it's been a pretty big evolution for me. I mean, we bought Dirt Track Digest 4 or 5 years ago. Myself, and two partners, and it's been. Dang, it's a lot of work. You don't realize the
Grown
work.
a lot.
And we've really grown, and we're very happy with where we're at. I mean, obviously, we got some places we want to go with it, but we're getting there. We're doing well, and it's been fun. And again, the key is fun, and again, the relationships I have with people. I mean, we have so many great photographers, great writers that just do amazing work for us, and we're very fortunate to have people like that. It's hard to find a racing, but I would say my favorite part about it is owning it is just having great relationships with great people. And we couldn't do it without them. Exactly. We come out here, we joke, we do our blog videos. This is the only time we do the Sasquatch Goes Racing blog. And I mean, I never thought that catching him in his underwear would take off. But man, everybody loves seeing this guy in his underwear. I don't get it. But, but in terms of all that, I mean, the racing thing just kind of happened. I was writing for a little while. The site that I own now was originally called Fire on Dirt. And they were looking for writers. I'm like, I got a college education. I think I can write a sentence. And I started covering racing. And next thing you know, I'm working at a racetrack. And the woman that owns the racetrack goes, "Hey, Mike, you ever announced before?" I'm like, "No. You're announcing tonight." What? Good luck to you. And then I've been fortunate. It took off. And I got to do Fonda Speedway, Utica Rome Speedway. And I'm the tour announcer for the Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, as I said. And it's just awesome, man. Working a race is so much fun. I mean, there's days when it sucks, like when I go in the pits after.
So how many nights a week do you find yourself at a racetrack?
I can tell you, since summer got here, we started it off with Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprint Speed Week, which was 5 nights of racing at home. I got to sleep in my own bed. I was only there about 3 hours, but I got to sleep in my own, actually I didn't get to sleep in my own bed. My parents slept in my bed, I slept in that chair, but I made them leave the door open. Since then, I've been at Kings Royal, been on the road following that, did some Lawrenceburg, did the Silver Cup of the Outlaws, done a couple other races. I think I've been home, legitimately home for a day just to relax. About 2, 3, maybe 4 times total since summer started.
So you're putting in the work.
Yeah, you put in the hours. I mean, that's part of it. If you want to, if you want your business and you want to do it right, you gotta get on the road.
The thing is, when you're passionate about what you do,
it's not bad.
It doesn't even make it. It doesn't even feel like you're gone that long. Or you're enjoying yourself.
The thing that's gonna suck is it's like I always joke with him. I'm like, it's this, and it's gonna be September, and I'm back to work, and I'm teaching again. Which again, I love
and
that
you're gonna
job.
have to be sitting there telling them high school kids to stay out there.
Hold on, you guys need to be quiet. I got a tweet. All right, so stop for a minute. I'm gonna tweet. All right, but. And again, working it's
and
fun.
National Saturday is the best, worst day of the year.
Yeah. National. Yeah, because you're so happy, you're so excited at the beginning of the night, and then it just kind of.
It's like the pinnacle of the whole year, almost. Especially around here, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
It is for us too. Yeah,
it's almost like Christmas. It's the build up and the build up and the excitement.
We got some real big races up home. Like they got a 100-year celebration coming up.
$100,000 coming up the week we get home.
$100,000 to win Big Block Modified race.
Yeah.
The weekend after we
now,
get home.
is that? I mean, we don't follow the Big Block Modifieds as much.
That's okay. I won't hold it against you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
you. No problem.
Hold against me that are worse than that. But is $100,000? Is that a really big?
That's a lot. Our biggest week is Super Dirt Week, which we run now. We used to have the Syracuse Mile. That's gone away. And now we run it at Oswego Speedway, which is the paved track, and they put dirt down on it. Mm-hmm. And the first year was plowed cornfield, and it was entertaining. Huh? Hey, look, I was entertained. I don't have to pay the bills though, so
exactly.
But now the last 2 years have been spectacular. Awesome. The track has been smooth. It's been racing, and it's great. That pays $50,000. As of late, though, people are starting to up their game. Like we'll have a 200-lap race at Fonda Speedway, which pays $53,000. Then we'll have this race at Orange County, which will pay $100,000. And that's in conjunction, with the guys that own Stuart Friesen. If you know, Stuart Friesen is a big guy for us. We just saw him win the truck race, which was awesome. Which is awesome for all of us. Back in the Northeast, I've known Stewie since he raced sportsman race cars, which in our area
he's literally a hometown boy.
He's a hometown boy. He's a good dude, and sportsman cars in our area are crate engines. They're our modifieds, but they run a crate engine. Okay, so I've watched him and talked to him since he came up running sportsman, and it's fun to watch him progress and see what he's been able to do. He won in sprint cars, he won in modifieds. He can win, so it's really awesome for us to see him win a truck series event. That's the guy we were all pulling for. If you look at our Facebook, we're joking around. One of his friends even said on Facebook, Stuart Friesen just broke Facebook. Like, for us, it was huge. You go through our news feed and it's all Stuart Friesen, which for us is cool because we have somebody now that we can cheer for in NASCAR.
Now, did Stuart break it or did his son with that victory lane?
The son, Parker did an awesome.
That was the greatest video I've watched. That's one of the greatest, victory lane dances I've ever seen.
Parker was filming himself.
Yeah, doing the.
Yeah, he was.
That was awesome. Yeah, that was awesome.
He didn't.
The whole booty shake.
Yeah,
that was the best part.
But what's cool about Stuart Friesen and why I think we all like Stewie so much is he wins the Dirt Derby on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Last night at Fonda Speedway, picked up the modified feature win.
Exactly.
He loves
2020.
right. Yeah, right. He loves his hometown. He loves racing at home. He loves the big block modifieds, and I think that's why we all love him. Now, let's be fair. There'll be people that'll boo him when he runs a modified, but when he's racing the truck, they're rooting for him because it's our guy.
So, real quick, because I know obviously we're in the Midwest, so we don't have big block modifieds. Tell us a little about this. I know they're center steer, aren't they?
They're different than your UMP, your typical UMP, B-Mod, whatever you guys have out here. They're center steer. They run a 467 cubic inch engine. Now, if you go to Delaware, you can run as big as you want. But where we're from, you can run 467. There's a touring series in New York called the Super Dirt Car Series, and they go all over, whether it be Quebec, Ontario, New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, places like that. They also run a Volusia in Florida. If you ever go to
obviously
Eldora. Obviously Eldora this year. If you ever go to the Dirt Car Nationals, they run the late models the second week. And for us, that's what we have.
Sure.
Again, Dirt Track Digest. That's predominantly what we cover is those. And for us, we were talking earlier in the garage about how many races you can go to. I mean, on a Saturday night, I can go to 10 tracks that run big block modifieds
within 2 hours of home.
Within 2 hours of home.
What kind of car counts do you guys get out there?
We get pretty good car counts. I'd say 20 to 24 most weekly shows get.
That's
and you can have that at 3 or 4 different tracks.
You can have that at 10 different tracks on a Saturday.
The same night.
Yeah, on the same night.
That's
on the
crazy.
same night. Yeah, I've been in the South and lived in South Carolina for a while. You go and they get 11 super late models, and everybody there is excited. And you're like, 11 cars.
Exactly.
This sucks.
This is a heat race.
Yeah, right. For us, my track tonight, Utica Rome, we'll get 20, 24 cars. We'll run a couple of heat races, and that's normal for us. In our sportsman division, again, your B mods or whatever you want to call them out here, same style car, but one track that runs on the Saturday nights gets 60 cars in the sportsman division every Saturday night. Utica Rome, where I work on Sundays, we get 30. Average 30 cars. I mean, it's exploding in New York.
Racing in the Northeast is very healthy.
It's very healthy. Now, if you talk to people in the Northeast, we used to get 35 modifieds every week. But
I think you're going to find that everywhere because we're here. We're an IMCA modified country.
I'm sorry.
Big hand.
Thank you. If you are sympathetic.
The thing is, though, you say that, but we went to a show.
We went to the Harris Clash up at some county speedway. I can't
some of the
remember.
best racing we've seen.
Something like that. It's
racing
really
is
good.
We get the same reaction too. It's too dry slick. It's too one.
Oh, you got
you haven't seen.
Nobody out here has any idea what dry slick is.
Really
no idea.
Yeah,
are all those tracks out east where you guys are they clay or?
Yeah, they're real clay. But what happens is
It's
the clay is so good. Like at Utica Rome, it's 90% clay. So what's great about it though is we talked to Matt Shepard, who's the guy that wins. I mean, he's got 25 or 26 wins already this season.
Holy cow!
And you talk to him, he goes he'll tell you. He's like, I ran one bright rear tire almost all year at Utica Rome. Like he never burned off tires. Never. He doesn't need tires.
The tracks will get so shiny you can see reflection of the car off the racetrack.
Yeah, I was at
and that's our normal.
Orange County, which will be coming up here in a couple weeks for us, the $100,000 to win race. I was sitting in the stands. They just put a brand new surface down. Now, traditionally, you ran Middletown. It's called the hard clay, quote unquote, and 8 tires. You're going through 3, maybe 4 tires on a Saturday night. Now, those guys ground their tires. You can still see the grind marks in their tires because they put a new surface down, and those guys weren't used to it. Like what? And I'm sitting in the stands, and one of the fans next to me goes, "Is it raining out there?" I'm like, why? Like, look how shiny the track is. I'm like, nope, it's just slippery, But it looked like it was it was wet. That's how shiny it was.
I know a lot of guys, a lot of the modified guys we deal with around here. They love to race on a track that slick.
Yeah, you come to New York, that's where you're getting. And,
exactly.
We take knocks for that. People hate it. Some people, but I think the racing that we produce in New York. It's just really good because of it being slippery.
Mm-hmm.
We watched Land of Legend last night at Canandaigua. We watched Eric Rudolph and Matt Shepard, who started mid-pack in a 24-car field. They went right down to the wire and Rudolph passed him with 2 to go on the slippery and through the middle and got the win. That's a spectacular race, but that's the racing we get because of how slippery
But
and
see,
slow the
those
tracks are.
super dry slick race tracks like that produce their drivers' racetracks.
Yeah, and our
That's
guys
a driver track.
right, and our guys know they're used to it. I mean, we get a heavy track, you want to hide because you do not want to deal with the drivers.
Every one of the drivers is coming after you.
Yeah, they don't want to. You know, again, I'm the racetrack.
And the cars aren't designed for it.
No,
anymore.
no.
They've evolved to the point that this is the track they run on. So you throw a tacky, fast, rough racetrack to them, it breaks stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Same way around here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
and the best part about the slick tracks, you don't need the 900, 1,000
No.
horsepower.
Right.
You can get away with a 750 horsepower big block and run competitively.
And
Yeah.
you can tell, like, when the World of Outlaw sprint cars come to New York, like, the New York guys, they're used to those tracks.
Right.
Like, what was it, the Cobra?
The Cobra, Chuck
Yeah,
Heaving, the
Chuck
Cobra.
Man, he looked good. though.
Yeah,
What was it,
yeah, he
couple
did.
years
With a
ago?
360.
With a 360.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
impressive.
But see, when the tracks get slick like that, you can't hook those 410s up like that. So a 360 actually, I mean, it's not an advantage by any
No,
means.
it's not an advantage,
you're
but
It
competitive.
keeps you
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
ballpark.
yeah.
exactly. Yep, and that's a key, you know, and that's why we love New York racing. I mean, again, we take some knocks, but I enjoy it. Not that I don't enjoy going to Williams Grove and Port Royal and those places too, because I've seen some awesome races at those racetracks. But I mean, we love our big blocks. And you
The
know,
only
we love
issue, and
this.
it doesn't happen very often, is every once in a while you get a track that's really dusty.
Yeah, I could,
But for the most part, their tracks are tend to be more dusty than out here in the Midwest, but they're not that bad.
Yeah.
You know, you might be dusty in warm-ups, but then
It'll
it
blow
seals,
off
it
and
seals
it'll-
over, blows off.
Yeah, it'll
And
be like
then
this
you got-
table.
it'll be
It's smooth
It'll be
and
shinier
it's-
than this table.
Yeah,
but
it's
it
smooth.
produces great racing,
Yeah,
and damage factor isn't there either.
yeah.
You know, you get a slick racetrack, you're not going as fast. You can drive them, and when you wreck, it doesn't hurt as bad.
Yeah.
You know, you don't break stuff
Right.
up.
Well,
So-
something you brought up earlier, just about 10 or 15 minutes ago, that I kind of want you to talk about here is Super Dirt Week. And I know that's an event I followed kind of on the internet, you know, a little bit over
If you
the
check
last
out
couple years.
dirttrackdays.com, we get you
Shameless
covered.
plug,
Yes,
shameless
I'm not
plug.
shameless at all.
No hiding
He
here.
has no shame.
I actually wore the biggest logo I could today, so you can see it.
Look at that, right there, folks.
That's why I sent the setter too.
But,
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
like
On my
you
first
said, go
podcast.
to dirttrackdays.com. But also, I just want to hear you, for somebody who's never been to New York, and obviously, like I say, the Sabe has mentioned it, no big block modifieds in this part of the country. How would you sell that to somebody who's looking maybe to make a race vacation out of something?
If
what
you're
would
going, what's amazing about Super Dirt Week is we have the daytime stuff that runs at Oswego. But what's cool, we have something we call satellite events in New York. So on Tuesday night, Super Dirt Week kind of kicks off. You run Utica Rome Speedway with the small block modifieds, which are 358 modifieds. Then you go back to Oswego on Wednesday during the day. Then you go to Weedsport Wednesday night, 358 modifieds. Then you go back to Oswego during the day for practice and whatever else. Then you go to Brewerton Speedway for the Hurricane 100 on Thursday night. Then Friday night we run Friday Night Lights, so you get Oswego during, at night that night. Then Saturday, Oswego runs 150 laps for the small blocks. Saturday night you get to go watch sprint cars and modifieds at Fulton Speedway, which is 20 minutes from Oswego. Then Sunday you come back to Oswego and you watch the 200 for the big block modifieds. So you get, if you want to get your racing fix, Super Dirt Week is a ton of racing. Like out here it's great. You know, we get Knoxville, we get Oskaloosa, you get a ton of great racing,
Right.
10 nights in a row. It's freaking amazing. But for us, you can double dip. Go to Oswego during the day, watch practice, watch this, watch that. Come, you know, then you go to your night track, and you get modified sportsmen, sometimes pro stocks.
Sprint cars,
And sprint cars. Like every night, you get something different, and it's just you get a ton of racing in your 5 or 6 days in Central New York. Now, if you start your trip a couple days earlier, you can go to Fulton Speedway for the Outlaw 200. They run a 200 lap modified race at Outlaw on Saturday night before Super Dirt Week. So realistically, you can go to the 200. Take Sunday, Monday off, kind of relax, and then Tuesday you're right back at it. You're going racing Tuesday night, Utica Rome, and you're going racing until the following Sunday.
That's a lot of racing.
It's a
That's
ton of
a lot
racing.
of racing.
And what's cool is
It's
the
all
far-
within about an hour.
about an hour, yeah. Like
Every
to get from Oswego to Utica Rome is about an hour and 10 minutes, and that's the farthest you're going to travel away. Brewerton Speedway is a half an hour. Weedsport Speedway is about 45 minutes. Going
Fulton's
to
15
Fulton's about
minutes.
15, 20 minutes from Oswego. So you get all of this racing in a 5, 6 day period. It's awesome.
Safe. This sounds like something you need a book dirt and asphalt to be doing.
Oh, man. Yeah, that'd be a lot of
I'm
fun.
really interested to see
We
how-
love it. I mean, and for us, for Dirt Track Digest, that is our biggest week of the year.
Right.
Exactly.
It's
your
awesome.
Knoxville
It's our It's our version of the Knoxville
Yes.
Nationals.
And honestly, the dirt modifieds put on
The racing's great.
The racing's
I mean,
fantastic.
yeah, the
I
last
watched
2
a few
years,
of
you
them.
don't know who's going to win till the end. You know, we have Peter Pritt and you have Larry White win it. Last year, Matt Shepard has won it. It's just been, Stuart Friesen's won it multiple times. we had the mile track, which was what we were known for, the Syracuse Mile. Anybody that talked about Super Derby,
The Moody Mile.
you guys run at the Syracuse Mile. That's so awesome. For me as a race fan, I love the mystique of the mile, which was cool because we're on a mile. You're hauling the mail, whatever. But
not always the racing that it produced.
The racing sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say that.
Fall
I don't care.
leader.
It's just hard to pass there because it's
Yeah.
a horse track basically.
Yeah.
And you only run there once a year, so it's not really designed for good racing. But Oswego, the first year, plowed cornfield, they figured it out. The next 2 years, it's been spectacular. Slippery, you can run the wall, you can run the bog, run all over the racetrack. It's awesome. So, for me, losing the mile was sad for us. The history aspect of it as a history teacher.
It's a
especially.
sentimental value.
It's a sentimental
Yeah.
value, yeah. But now
The party went away so much.
the party's a little different. I stopped partying when I bought Dirt Track Digest. That ruined my entire week.
Man, he's
been
getting
with me at
the
Super Dirt Week.
He's getting the
He's
look.
been with me at Super Dirt Week.
That's true. And since
Yeah.
he bought Dirt Track Digest, he probably hasn't.
Yeah, it's not the same. For me, it's not the same because it's
No.
just
Sounds
it's
like
work.
a workload.
It's a job.
Yeah.
It is a job. Well, I have to work the real job.
He,
during the day.
he has a full crew covering it.
Yeah, we have
That's
again, as I
awesome.
said, we got great people. I mean, we got 7 or 8 writers. We got 10 photographers there. I got a video crew that comes every year, and they do just a hell of a job for us. So
Oh, yeah, and he's working at the same time.
yeah, working my teaching job.
That's crazy.
Just don't tell anybody that I'm there. Okay.
We won't. So speaking of, so we've
Me
gone.
and the internet.
Yeah. So we've gone to New York. Alex, I know you have.
You know what? I got room on couches in the basement if you want to come.
Hey, there we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Let's talk about 360 Nationals because that was
Yeah,
that
I
was
was
really
gonna
good in
say,
Memphis recently.
Alex and I have some results. We're gonna go into some results right now. I have the results here from 360 Nationals, the 29th annual running of it, the My Place hotels.
Are you sure?
Presented
yeah,
by Great Southern Iowa Bank.
Great Southern Bank. Yep.
Whatever it is. I don't know.
Go
So
there and open a checking account right now.
Yeah.
do
You
it.
can't.
Whoa, are
Well-
they sponsoring this show?
No,
Then
we're just nice.
I want to be that nice. I'm kidding.
I knew that was coming.
So let's start off with Thursday. I wasn't able to be there.
Neither was I.
Alex wasn't able to be there.
What are you guys doing? You
I
15
know.
minutes from Knoxville and you're not going?
I was stuck at work.
I was
Yeah.
working too.
But I'm tired of
So,
excuses.
Safe
here.
was taking
You
a
know,
nap.
I'm out.
Well, just like that, it's over.
Okay, well, great. Wow.
Hold on, I'm gonna just have this camera, so we're on that camera and this camera at the same time.
Oh man,
That'd
that's
be different.
scary.
That's too many cameras, man.
Well, it's Sasquatch Goes Racing. We gotta do the blog.
Yeah,
YouTube, but-
guys, make sure you check out their vlog. By the way, Sasquatch Goes
I'm gonna
Racing.
put the plug in the
It's
vlog.
absolutely hilarious. They do a great job. Their whole trip out from New York to Iowa, everything in between. You guys definitely need to check them out.
Safe pay might hire you before this is all said and done.
Hey, that'd be great.
Hey, you know what? The pay's amazing. That's Sasquatch.
Free dinner at Mr. C's, right?
Oh yeah, hey, that's Sasquatch is
No,
buying.
every other day.
Sasquatch,
We take turns buying.
Yeah, Sasquatch is buying tomorrow. So anybody who wants to come
Now what?
Hey, free dinner tomorrow, Bruce.
Alex is in.
I'm in.
He's
I'm in.
You know what?
How
Though?
you
If
guys-
you do it in the
There we go.
I don't think you'll be out of bed. That's
That's
what
what
I've
we're
heard.
Oh, wait a minute. We're going to be there?
Burned by a guy I just met 20 minutes ago.
Poor DJ just
Man,
hanging
look
out.
at
He's
this.
watching.
Hey,
He's
yeah.
watching.
I'm
But
enjoying the
make sure
show.
you check this out. Again, we're on the Dirt and Asphalt podcast on Facebook. So if you haven't checked this out before, I'm going to put the plug in as I'm on that, and we're going to put the plug in here on our blog. So we'll have this up here in a couple days. All right?
Oh man, that's scary.
It is scary.
It is.
I want to
So,
know what's the best thing to get at Mr. C's. Believe it or not,
If you don't-
I've never been there either.
Neither one.
Neither of us
We
have.
What's wrong with these people?
We live 25 minutes from the place and we've never been there.
And you haven't even been there this year, so you can't even talk.
Yeah, I know.
I say
Hot beef.
the hot beef, hands
Hot beef.
down, without a doubt.
That sounds great. I
They
love
have
the open
great
face.
meatloaf.
Oh, so good. Meatloaf was good yesterday.
I don't like meatloaf.
But
Mom, the
their mac and
meatloaf.
cheeseburgers are good.
Something
Steak
tells me that's
sandwich
not
is
true.
pretty good.
Steak sandwich looks
Oh,
pretty
thanks,
good.
Juan.
See now he's more adventurous than me. I get the meatloaf on Saturday, and every other time I go there,
Hot beef.
hot beef and French fries with
Yeah,
gravy
if you
on.
want to live on
everything.
the edge, you get the big hot beef.
Yeah, that's too much.
The
I'm
big
fat.
hot beef?
Oh, it's like double. It's like
Oh, yeah, it's stupid the amount of food they give
Dave,
you.
you know we have to go to Mr. C's now.
We're gonna have to go to Mr. C's.
We have no choice.
I know, we don't.
Another shameless plug.
But you got to be there before 2:45 or you get locked up.
Yeah, they close at 3,
Close at
which
3.
sucks.
Yep, we hate it, but
We're in Oski, you know what America's Best Value in, and
What do you think about our little town, Oskaloosa, Iowa?
it reminds me of where I grew up. We grew up. Both of us grew up in small towns in upstate New York. Like you think everybody you say New York, like oh New York City. No, that is not New York. Okay,
no,
that's like
we're in upstate.
unfortunately we're connected to that. But for us, we live in upstate, all small towns. You know, I grew up I graduated with 60 kids in my class, which
I
I'm assuming
graduated
Husky
with
might even
27.
be a little bigger, maybe,
Quite a
but
bit bigger.
Quite
Yeah,
a bit bigger.
yeah. So that's that's the small
Wow.
towns that we kind of grew up in. So
Yeah, I graduated with 27 in my class.
yeah, so we get it out here. You know, it's very similar. You know, small towns,
That's
and
crazy.
it's fun. You know,
And honestly, we prefer the small towns.
small towns.
so
So
do we.
man,
Yeah,
I only heard
so
that
do
song
we.
13 times on the way
You
out.
can't sing, stop singing.
I know I
please.
can't sing.
This is going south.
Yep.
So what do you guys
Yeah,
think of the 360 Nationals this week?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that kicks the whole 10 days off. I mean, that's kind of they've gotten to that where it's a pretty prestigious event, especially in the 360 sprint car world. And
Honestly, last night, I think, since I've been coming out here since 2012, that was the best 360 nationals I've seen.
the whole cumulative 3
No,
days. of
the
Nationals.
more than just the final night.
The final
Yeah,
night,
yeah,
okay.
it was. The first night was kind of narrow, typical early Knoxville.
Mhm.
Friday night, the racing was better. It was widened out. A lot of passing going on. A lot of guys coming up from the back. But last night, the show was really, really good. There wasn't a lot of change in the lead. There was, I think, two lead changes.
Take your notes, come on.
I'm the photographer. I don't need to take notes.
That's why he's a photographer.
Right.
He didn't have to take
Right.
notes.
Yeah.
But as far as the racing behind him, real good. I mean, Austin McCarroll came up
10 spots.
10 spots. Yeah.
Mhm.
From
That
21st
was
to 11th.
impressive.
So for the 360 Nationals, that is pretty impressive. But I got a lot of 2 wide shots, so that tells me the racing was good.
Mhm.
Um,
That battle for the lead was pretty intense. That
It
last
was,
5
yeah.
laps.
Yep,
really
it was.
Yeah.
Brian had a chance,
He did.
and McFadden saw it coming or heard it coming and blocked him, and that was it.
McFadden looked like he was getting a little tight on the cushion the last couple laps.
He did.
Shoving it in
Fuel
there.
Yeah, he
burn.
was. Yep.
And but I'll tell you what, I really thought that last lap Brown was he got into the back of McFadden going into one, and I really thought he was gonna use him up and turn
Yeah.
it underneath him, but he didn't.
Well, what did he say? I was either going to slide job him or put him at Casey's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put him at Casey's for a fill-up was the quote in the
Fill-up,
press
yeah.
conference afterwards.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Brian Brown was pretty good afterwards.
Yeah.
But
So I was really impressed when I was listening to it Thursday night on the radio that Dusty Zomer was quick timing Guy Forbrook's car, which is awesome to see.
Is that who he's running for? He's running
Yeah.
for Guy?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Guy's
Oh, wow.
car.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And then you had some great heat race winners. It looks like Devin Dobie, Thomas Kennedy. He's no stranger to Knoxville. Obviously, Thomas. His dad was a great sprint car
Yeah.
racer in his days, Lou.
He had a solid week.
Yeah.
Just kind of did. He had a
He's
solid week.
really come around the last 2 years.
He has
He's
Mason
constantly-
Daniel won the third heat race, and I know that he has some really good equipment. Great crew chief, obviously.
Yeah.
Then Jack Dover and Justin Henderson. So that's those are some real good drivers right there. And the winner that night, local boy Ryan
He
Giles.
did. I'll tell you what, Ryan's been really, really tough at Knoxville this year. He's got a couple wins, and he's got 3 wins. Steve.
And we're from New York.
don't mind me. I can't help but be
This guy's a
sarcastic.
walking
So-
encyclopedia. He knows.
It is. It's
Here's the thing: when you
it's
write,
great.
you do your research. So you got to
Exactly.
know, like,
Have you seen
and
his
again,
phone?
yeah. I mean, stop! Don't pick on my duct tape.
It's been used and abused a little bit.
And it's a BlackBerry, so it's older than most people watching this.
Oh my lord, those exist.
Yeah.
I think
so-
our audience
still-
is. Was it 10-year-olds?
No, look, come on.
It's a what?
Everybody's got a touchscreen phone. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
So
He likes the keyboard.
I like the keyboard. I tweet a lot. What can I tell you? So, but yeah, Ryan Giles winning was cool. I mean, 3
He's-
wins.
And
you
he
know.
had a
guy-
cover.
He had a cover. He was
cover.
good. Yeah,
See,
he was
he's a
very
guy,
good.
and Ron Giles is a really interesting story. His dad at one time owned Superflow Dynos, and I know he's no longer a part of that, but they actually came out of the IMCA late model world. In 2015, they transitioned to the sprint car world, and he kind of struggled that first year. And now, really, the last 3 years, he's really been the biggest challenger to Clint Garner on a
Oh,
weekly
yeah.
basis. And Ryan, obviously, like he said, 3 wins this year. Utilizes the Parker power, and I'm telling you what, they've got things figured out. It's really cool to see.
Speaking of Garner, he took a hard ride last night.
He did.
Yeah, I did
He
that. That was really scary. They had to fix the fence. Long.
You see
open
how they
ride.
fix that? They just zip
Yeah.
it all back together.
Hey,
Yeah.
you got to do what you got to
It
do.
was awesome.
And then Friday night, Joey Saldana was quick time. Awesome to see for him. I know that they had some struggles out in Eldora with that car. They blew a motor, but then they got back out. They had a rough Friday night, and then Saturday they actually didn't do too bad out at Kings Royal. So glad to see that car back and Joey back in the saddle, getting a Knoxville ride, which is awesome.
They kind of had a rough week at the Kings Royal. They actually broke 2 engines in the
Was
same
it 2?
night. Yeah, in the same night.
Same night.
That's right, they did blow both. I thought they only blew one up. You're
They
right.
broke them both.
Nope, you're right. And then Blake Hahn picked up a heat race win. Josh Bothman, Clint Garner, Kyle Bellum, and Roger Crockett, who I thought personally should have had the sweet ride of the week. That thing was beautiful.
We voted as photographers. We all chipped in some money, and we gave a photographer's best appearing car award.
You did?
Roger Crockett won that.
Okay, thank God he won.
Yeah.
Nothing against Matt Jewell's ride.
See, I voted. Here's who I voted. I voted Matt Jewell, Roger Crockett, and I like Swindell's car. I love the way it looked. But
Yeah.
who'd you vote for?
I
Yeah,
had Matt Jewell, Joey Saldana.
Joey's car was nice looking.
Yeah, it didn't look bad.
Sammy's had that like classic look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like a hand.
Kurt Michael.
Kurt Michael actually finished second in our voting.
As much as that car looks nice, it takes terrible pictures. There's something on the outside of that car.
I think it's a photographer.
I can't even take a still shot.
But I thought
It could be,
Roger's
though.
car looked
That's
great.
one of the cool parts about the whole week of the Nationals too. Everybody gets out their best looking ride. I mean, you always see super cool looking paint schemes every
And
single
sometimes they look good for 5 minutes, and sometimes they...
Sometimes about 30 seconds.
Yeah, it just depends.
Depends how you enter turn one at the start of a heat race.
Yeah, yeah. And then your winner Friday night
You gotta get your fly problem.
was
figured out,
McFadden.
right? This,
Well,
this
it's
fly
okay.
are gonna go at it live on the bug.
Oh, but
I think he's going to win, no offense.
Wanders gets up a fly. Yeah. And then James McFadden won that night as well, Friday night. So 2 wins on the weekend for him. I think that's going to be good motivation for him. You know,
That car's rolling good right now.
it is. They have a pretty good motor builder too.
Well, they got, you know where they got the 360 engine from?
Greg Hudman.
Mike Heffer's team,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
central Pennsylvania. Yep, that's where they got the 360. And Greg was always good here in a 360.
He was.
And that car has won with Ryan Smith a couple times in central Pennsylvania.
Greg always
So-
rolled good. When he
I'm glad
Yeah.
to see Ryan back. I know he raced
Yeah, nasty crash
at
at Sillins
Port
Grove.
Royal.
Yeah,
now
he was back last night. Yeah.
I don't know how he ended up. You could probably tell.
I'm
us.
not sure. I know AJ
What?
Flick won. AJ Flick won. Look, I had a lot to do last night, man.
12,000 to win.
Oh,
Yeah, the Dream Race is
man.
always one you
Yeah.
enjoy. Back before I come to the 360 Nationals, I used to go to that. Then we leave right from there, and we drive all night to get out here.
Oh, that's
How long is that
ridiculous.
distance? For us,
Yeah.
from where I live, he's a couple hours from me, farther east. I live in central New York, right near Syracuse. So for us, for me, it's 15 hours.
So and I got another
Holy
2 hours
cow.
on top of that.
Yeah,
17 hours, 15 hours.
12 minutes, and you couldn't even go this week.
And we
See what we get ourselves into when we let other
You invited us over, sorry.
sorry about your luck.
Duty calls. You got
Yeah,
to
I
make
mean-
a living somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Saturday night, that was some great racing. Obviously, James McFadden picked up the win. And then Brian Brown, Wayne Johnson, he was kind of my dark horse all week. I didn't know how Wayne was going to perform. I'm glad he had a solid 360
I was a
Nationals.
little disappointed Gio Selzy didn't make it as far through the field as he did.
He was my pick to win.
Let's
He
be
had
fair,
a
though.
rough.
He
He
made some
nut to crack.
mistakes on his qualifying
He
night,
did.
Friday night, like
He did.
getting into. I think Brian Brown maybe
He got
there was
into
some
Brian.
contact there, and then he ended up wrecking.
Yeah.
and that knocked him from the A to the B. And once you get knocked to that B, man, it's tough. It is
Especially-
tough, and the 360 is even tougher. Like we've
way
seen
tougher.
shots come from the B to win the A and the 410, but 25 laps from the B.
And the
Starting
360.
21st, 22nd, it's almost impossible.
In fact, they
is.
talked about that in the press conference.
Yeah,
last
but how
night.
they want more
They
laps.
want
Wayne
more
Johnson even
laps.
said he wants more laps.
Yeah.
The best part about the night is,
Oh.
we're in the press conference talking to, Brian and James and Wayne Johnson's there. Wayne Johnson told us a story about he basically was ready to quit this offseason. He
He
said,
was
I'm
going to
done.
retire.
I'm done. I suck. I'm not comfortable anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. And his car said, no, you're not quitting. We got to we're going to figure this out. They worked together, and he changed his diet. He changed his workout routine. He lost 35 pounds, I think he
35
said.
pounds.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm back on the seat now. I can race. He goes, before I'm running 15 laps, and I'm not even concentrating on racing. I'm just trying to breathe. He goes, now I'm in shape, and I'm in the best shape I've been in
And it
10
showed
years.
last night.
And it showed last night.
Another guy who's lost a lot of weight real quick, Craig Kinzer.
Oh, yeah.
I hardly recognized him at Eldora.
He's half the man he used to be.
That's interesting about Wayne Johnson, though, because that's in today's era of sprint car racing with how volatile sometimes it can be for a car owner to get
To
behind
stand behind a
and
guy.
stay
Yeah,
loyal.
that's
I mean,
pretty awesome.
Well, he
That's
said that
incredible.
his car owner
Yeah.
said, you're not quitting until I do.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
So it was neat.
That's
And again,
incredible.
and he's coming full circle, you know. and he was what, the 1/360 regular guy basically in the 410 finish, because
Top 5.
as you were mentioning, you talked
Yeah.
about McFadden and Brian Brown, they're 410 guys, and they had Wayne, then you had Aaron Reitzel, who obviously all-star point leader,
Yeah.
410 guy, and then Joey Saldana fell back to 5th. And I don't know if you call him a regular anymore because he's only running once in a while, or as he likes to say, this car goes faster than my Dixie Chopper. But he's not running nearly as much as he used to. Eldora, I think, is one of the first times they've been together and got out of the gate and went racing. So, but
And it was great. It was great to see 3 other local guys in the top 10, which is Davey Heskin,
Maybe,
and then
I'll tell you
he
what.
let me down on qualifying night because I picked him from
I'm
the
sorry.
knob,
I'll
and he
tell you,
didn't
that's
get it
a
done.
good pick though, because I'll tell you what, when he gets slick, and
It was a good pick right up until it
he was
wasn't.
good.
The problem is it wasn't slick that night.
Yeah,
No, I didn't tell you that.
when it gets slick and there's a bottom groove, Davey Heskin's one of the best guys there is at running the bottom around Knoxville.
Oh,
if you
he
can run
is.
the bottom at
Yeah.
Knoxville, you're going to be fast and you can win races. So.
Yeah. So then you had Davey and then Corey Elias, he's not a regular, but he put on a great show in that Radine Racing 26 car. And then Thomas Kennedy, he's been a regular most of the year at Knoxville. Great to see him up in the top 10. And then Dusty Zomer, and then
Why
little
did you
Matt
use your
Jewell.
nickname, man? Zoom Zoom, because that's
Zoom
great.
Zoom.
Is that his nickname?
That's his
Zoom
nickname.
Zoom.
I didn't know that.
Zoom Zoom.
Kind of like your
Zoom.
nickname's Big Safe, his nickname's Zoom Zoom.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the big safe from? I would never see that.
I wouldn't either. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
We could have nicknamed him Skinny.
Yeah, that's over here. That's over here.
Tiny Tim. Yeah. No, but there was some really
never
good
be able to
racing
see
through
that.
the whole pack.
No, never going to be invited back.
You'll be invited back next year. Don't worry.
As long as you're cooking.
Hey, that works.
So you want to get the smoker out?
Yeah,
We did.
We did. You were just like 4.5 hours
You were
late.
sleeping.
Well, I mean, when you work hard, unlike all
God.
you guys over here, you
really
get
pick up
wore
the
out
feet.
pretty quick.
Hold on. The bull crap's getting deep.
Yeah.
It is. You got the mud boots on?
Get your butt boots out, boys.
Hip waders.
Hip waders, yes. But no, just. So,
See how quickly that turns on you?
Yeah.
so we have the Capitani Classic tonight presented by Bell Helmets. Let's go through who we think is going to win the Cappy.
We don't even know who's going to be there.
Oh, look. All you got to do is say
Who
this.
cares?
Right.
Donnie Schatz, Brad Sweet. Okay, we're done.
But Donnie won't be there.
No? So then.
So Brad Sweet.
When's the last time you ran the
I don't
car?
remember, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think he ran it 1 year just to shake a new
Yeah,
motor down.
but it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be fair. I mean, Brad Sweet, if you're looking at guys coming into this, he didn't win a Peevely, he didn't do anything there, in the Ironman, but Brad Sweet's been a guy. I mean,
maybe-
175 grand at Eldora.
Maybe David Gravel, if he gets a good
Matt
run.
Gravel's been, he won
Gravel's-
Silver
Gravel's-
Cup.
he's been
They
good
won
the
Silver
last
Speaking
Cup.
of Peevely, how about Sheldon Huncho winning by over 10 seconds last
Did
night?
he lap everyone up to fifth?
Lap
Yeah.
up to fifth.
That's ridiculous.
There was 10 lap cars between him and second
Uh-oh.
place Donnie Schatz.
That, I'm telling you, that is not happening at a World Outlaw race. Not. I mean, that's.
It
that's
happened,
incredible.
Here's the thing, though. We were joking about this in the room this morning.
Harley's giving us his input
Yeah.
on who is going to win
Yeah.
the
The-
Cappy tonight.
Okay, now
He said David Gravel, by the way.
Okay,
No,
but you got to back it up though. Like, it's great that he won this race, and nothing against Sheldon. He's had some good runs
Yeah.
during the season and some bad runs. But where does he go from here? Is the Iron Man winning by 10 seconds? Does that propel him to something more, or is that an anomaly in what we see
Right.
in his season? You know
Does
what
it,
I mean?
does it start to build some
Or
consistency?
does it build the confidence
Yeah.
and consistency, right? And that's key, because we've seen guys win outlaw races or whatever, and then you look and you're like,
Where'd they go?
where'd they go?
Yeah.
They disappear,
Right.
and then
Right.
you don't see them again for 10
They
races.
seem to be. Sheldon does seem to be finding a little bit more consistency. He's not carrying near as much equipment as he used to.
That's
At
key.
the start of
Yeah.
the year and last year and so on.
Yeah.
And we were at the Kings Royal and he had a really good run Saturday.
Yeah,
night.
he was
Kings
good
Royal.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Yeah, very good at the
Saturday
Kings
night.
Royal.
I mean,
So
he didn't
think-
show it last night, but another one that's been fast as of late, Logan Short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
That's
been
what
good.
you've been saying
He's
all
been
year.
good on the big
He's, not,
racetracks.
he's really my dark horse. I wouldn't really even call him a dark horse. It's not fair to call him a dark horse anymore to win the Knoxville Nationals.
Well, look though, I think I think it's fair when you look at favorites coming into the Knoxville Nationals.
Yep.
Coming into Knoxville, you go Donnie Schatz, Brad Sweet. I'd say Brian Brown because of how
Probably-
good he's been here.
I would say you throw
Gravel in the
there.
mix too.
Yeah.
Right, there's your favorites. Anybody else outside of that, you are going to be
Long
surprised that they win the race. Nothing against Logan Shore
Yeah.
or a Sheldon or
Or
any of those
Lance
other
Kubica or-
any of those guys, but Knoxville, there's just certain guys that are really good here. Brad Sweet has figured it out.
Yep.
He's
Yeah,
now
he
in that
does.
list.
He's finished second in the
Yeah,
match.
and Logan's been okay here at Knoxville, but can he get
as
over?
long as he remembers to go to scale.
Yeah, right. Right.
Oh,
right.
that was so
that's
tragic.
Yeah, but
We've seen that happen before, though. I remember
We
when
have.
Jason Myers transferred
That's
to B main.
right.
Didn't go to the scales, got disqualified. In the heat of the moment, it's pretty easy to do, I think, if you're not thinking.
You know,
He
I
took
think,
full responsibility
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it happens. You know,
Exactly.
you know who my pick is tonight? I think he's going to be there. Aaron Reitzel.
Not a bad pick. He's been good.
yeah, he's been good.
He's good at Knoxville. I think he was top 5 last year in the Knoxville National.
Yeah, and he got 4th last
Yeah.
night.
That's
So
what's
I
key.
think
He
he.
was not good King Drill weekend, though.
He was not.
No.
He was my pick to win, and I was so sad because I
I
was
think
really
he was my
expecting.
pick to win, bud.
Was he yours? He was mine one night though, and he was yours the next.
Safe doesn't even know
What's
who he
going on
picked.
here?
Oh, it doesn't
They
matter.
got
DJ, what's going on?
I wasn't there.
This is
so I
a
don't
this
know.
is a nightly issue.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
this episode.
Anyways, so I mean, I think though that Knoxville, I think he's starting to get it figured out. Obviously, I think he could be a potential to win tonight. We'll see what happens. Usually, the guy I pick, he does okay. I haven't really picked a whole lot.
So
of
when he
winners
goes
yet this
upside
year.
down in hot laps tonight, it's gonna be your fault, right?
No,
You
no.
disclaimed responsibility. You said
Yeah.
you're
Well,
He,
I said they do okay. I never said they flip.
a lot of it depends on qualifying. I mean,
Oh,
maybe-
your jaw.
yeah, it's
if your
super
jaw's
qualifying
decent,
tonight, and
again, 80 cars is tough. Well, they're going to split the field in half, so that'll help.
Yeah.
too.
if they get 80,
If they get 80,
you
but
know.
whatever they get, if they split the field, it makes things a little bit easier. You know, the inversion stuff all different tonight.
Mhm.
Like tonight, you get the start up front. It's not like Knoxville Nationals where you're starting 8th in the heat race and you got to race your butt off to get in.
Yeah.
So tonight, you can have some different stuff happen because it's just the way the things play out with the inversions and so on and so forth. But once we get to the Knoxville National, I mean, again, there's certain guys, as we know, as we talk, that can pass cars and get it done. And there's just certain guys that are good here, but they got to work their way from the back or mid pack, then up getting in. So
Right.
I'm just ready to. We're here finally.
410's
I don't want to wish
Yeah,
the week
it
away,
is-
but
it
I'm
is
excited.
good to get back
Finally,
to the
now we're
410s.
410s.
All right.
Well, we got a pretty big event coming up here Monday night in Oskaloosa.
We have 2 big events Monday. We have the
Oh yeah, that's
Dirt
right.
and Asphalt Penn Central Mall meet and greet with the drivers Monday from noon to 2 at the Penn Central Mall. Alex and I are really excited.
At the
about
mall
that.
here in
Sir.
Oski.
That's the mall here in Oskaloosa, Iowa.
I
Beautiful
think
Oskaloosa.
you have the
Iowa.
driver's list safe. Who do you have confirmed is
Is it
going to
even
show
a mall?
Well,
I don't know what
Barely.
They call
Oh, I thought they had a
Find
skate
it.
park. I thought that was a skate park.
Well, there's a
We
skate
can-
park
Yeah.
too.
we can have
It's
it.
a multi-unit shopping
heyday.
facility.
Oh, thank you. Okay, all right. Now,
There
thank
you
you
go.
for
Wait,
clarifying.
say that again. Say that again.
Multi-unit shopping facility.
Okay, hey, I like
I
it.
like that.
We'll roll with it.
Write that down.
Sasquatch bringing up the.
Yeah.
He can't use big words normally, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just blew it.
I'm tired. Done for the day.
Okay, well, that was it from Sasquatch, I guess, guys. Don't expect much more.
So, who do we have confirmed, safe? I know that you've done a really good job putting.
I'm
this
not
together.
quite sure where my list is.
Imagine that he came.
You got all these no cards. You don't have that
He
list.
came
I know.
prepared.
I know we're gonna have a bunch of the
You probably
local.
put it in the-
I know we're gonna have a bunch of
Yeah.
local drivers. Lance Silvers will be there. He drives the 7X Outlaw non-wing. Mike Mayberry, Parker Price Miller. Hoping to have Giovanni Selzy there. Just a lot of your local Knoxville 360 and 305 and some 410 guys. I'd have to look again at the
Pro
list.
sprints.
Pro sprints.
say,
I'm
They're
sorry.
not 305s anymore. They're,
No, they're
they're slower than
engines.
they're slower than the 305s.
Oh, there you
They're
go.
way slower.
Oh, hating it.
That
was a great race
That was a
outside.
bad race.
That was a good race.
That was a good race.
race.
Evan Epperson.
Some of the ones we've seen over the weeks.
Real
haven't been
snooze,
yes.
such.
That was a good race.
You know, that was a good race they had last
Yeah,
night.
that was a good race.
Yeah, that was good.
Real quick, Alex. I know you have the results.
Lost them.
They're right under your phone. I can see them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, just go through the season champs were at Oski for us at the Southern Iowa Speedway.
The track championships?
Yeah, why don't you go through who
You guys already
got the
crowned
track
those out here?
championships?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, our season's over.
it's
Yeah,
over.
Our point
our
season.
Yeah, our
local
point
track's
season.
usually done.
We've got the front row challenge and the all-
comes
Oh,
up.
okay.
I got a quick
Yeah.
question before you
Sure.
do that.
Yeah.
When does racing stop out here?
Well, normally the points season ends about early August, late July, like we're at now. And then we have a fall special series where we run, we start normally about early to mid-April, and we end about late July, early August, weekly.
See, our stuff's Labor Day,
We still
so
have-
that's why it's different for
we
us.
still have we have a lot of big shows coming up around here. We got the Boone Super Nationals coming up here in
Right.
a couple weeks. That's a big event.
Yeah.
And then we have what we call a fall special series. And what they do is they run 5 weekends from early September till late October or mid-October.
Okay, so you're
We're
running
racing as long as we are.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
It's just
Basically, we're in a layover
We take
period
some-
right now. We'll take like
They
6
take
weeks
time off
and then
because
we'll
of
pick
like
it
the
back
state
up.
fair, nationals,
Right,
and
right,
things
right.
like
I'll
that.
still be
Gotcha.
done the 24th.
Right,
That'll
right.
be
But
good.
our point season here in Oskaloosa is done. We're done. We've already
As
signed our
of Wednesday,
exact
July 31st.
Yeah. So who's the champs?
Well, in the stock car division, Nathan Wood, and I know Nathan's a guy who we've worked with closely as well because he helped runs the race committee out here. That kind of helps regulate the rules and everything that happens out there.
Great guy.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. Nathan Wood won the stock car track championship. Trent Orwick won our sport compact track championship, and Trent dominated out here this
You
year.
won what,
He
five
won
nights?
5
or
races
6?
out here.
Yeah.
Cylinders.
In the
4
first-
cylinders.
Yep.
You know, your cavies.
And then actually we had a first-time track champion in the Sportmon division, and that was the first time we've had a new track champion in the Sportmon division since 2014, and that was Blaine Webster from Matoma. He's another great kid.
Shout out to our friend.
17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And he had
Good for him.
he had a really good consistent season. He didn't win a race out here this year, but he did. Oh yeah, he did. He won.
Yeah, he won one.
Yeah, at Christmas. And then in our hobby stock division, Dustin Griffiths from Matoma, Iowa,
Shocker.
picking up the win. And he's a really dominant guy in our local area.
He's good in both the
Congrats to all
hobby
of our
stock and the
track
stock
champions
cars.
at
So.
Southern Iowa Speedway. And I think the fall challenge is September 20th and 21st. That's our last big race of the year for the stock car and modified guys out here. And that's coming up here September 20th and 21st.
Yeah, so congrats to all those guys.
Real quick question, going back to what you said.
Yeah.
You guys ever been to the Boone Nationals?
I have.
I haven't.
Several
Is it
times.
as big as they say it is?
It's car counts wise, yes, it's out of control. There's probably 800 to 1,000 cars
The
total.
people are ridiculous too.
And
There's
they
a lot of
race
them.
nonstop. They have what they call
It's
the prelude to the Super Nationals, which is the Saturday before the Saturday night finale, and they race from that Saturday night all the way through. Because in Sunday's practice,
Somebody's making bank.
X killer,
Yeah.
thousands of people party all night long. They get back up early in the morning. They
We
race
probably
all day
would
long.
die.
We couldn't handle it.
No,
We're too weak.
No,
Yeah.
sometime one night they had a rain out last year. Didn't they start races at like 6 a.m. or
Yeah,
something
that's
ridiculous?
Yeah,
They
we'd
start-
be dead.
Yeah, they start at like 6 a.m. and they go till like 3
They'll
a.m.
go like 3 heats or whatever. Then they have what they call a farm session.
They'll
so
farm the
They
racetrack.
schedule a farm session.
I heard they play the song Green Acres a lot.
They do.
They do.
Yeah,
I've
they
heard
do.
that.
I've heard the rumor.
I've never been there. I'm gonna go this year. I'm gonna go one night this year to go.
We actually had a few years ago. We had a couple local guys that came out here for 2-3 years.
Yeah, IMCA guys. Yeah, I
Can-
think
Can-
Kevin Cook and
it's
Dale
Canzano.
George Canzano back in the day.
No, really, it's almost too much. I mean, because I help crew on a sport mod team for a guy who actually has won the Super Nationals up there in the sport mod class, and we went 2 years ago. I went with him. We went all the way up through Wednesday night, which is the qualifying portion for the sport mods, and it's almost too much. I mean, you have 35 heat races in a day, just in one division, and they'll qualify 2 divisions. in
Mike's
one day.
sitting here
So
dying to
you'll
think about
literally have
that.
70 heat races
That I
in
gotta
one
pee.
day. You'll have
It's
20
insane.
B mains.
We get upset if Knoxville goes more than 2.5 hours.
When you start at noon and you're getting done at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Oh my God.
that's
Someone said I was talking to Roger Kelder, who's Caden Carter's 10C
car owner.
car owner. Yeah, he owns that car. It's a stock car. They do a fantastic job. You said that one night they were in tech till like 4 o'clock in the morning. They tech everything.
The tech
They basically.
process, well, you go through pre-tech on Saturday or on Sunday before practice, and I can tell you right now, that's some of the most rigorous tech you'll ever go through. I mean, they'll literally tear your whole car apart.
They will. They
And you
check
got the-
every
Well,
nut. and
that's
bolt.
handy when you gotta race it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Roger's like, we were in the tech area, and then Caden got an hour's sleep, and then had to go back and race again in another class. It's crazy.
I
so.
can confirm, Boone Super Nationals is pretty crazy.
It is. So, well, guys, I think that's all I have on my
Are you wore
my
out,
slate. No, I'm not worn
You've
out.
had enough of the Sasquatch?
No, never.
Try living with
You
them.
guys could be brothers, you know.
Don't say that.
We would have to have him take his shirt off and walk in his underwear to prove it. But
I got him beat.
You don't want that. You don't want that. We ain't doing that.
Will you do it right now live on the air?
Nope.
Why?
You can't pay me.
hold on, I'll get the block.
He asked that so straight face too.
Yeah.
Like you'll do it.
Yeah, he
You're
does.
gonna do it.
We have to confirm.
We have to confirm. Alrighty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this has been your Dirt and Asphalt podcast for August. Is it the 3rd? 4th. Man, I'm back. August 4th, 2019.
It's Nationals Week.
It's Nationals Week, baby. So, guys, again, as always, make sure you check out Sasquatch Goes Racing. You guys are on what? Facebook?
Facebook. Yeah, and YouTube, but we'll post everything on Facebook.
Okay. Check them out. As always, it's great to have DJ Verploegh back in the
He
studio.
was well informed today. He gave a lot of great
He
conversations.
did. And as always, you have A-Rod, Alex Wanders over in that corner. Over here, Safe Crafty. As always, guys, we are over and out.